On September 5th, 1997, NASA launched Voyager 1, built to become one of the leaders in discoveries of life's most dire questions, from the mysteries of space to the mysteries of life. The 722-kilogram spacecraft will go beyond the bounds of our solar system, challenging all our realms of imagination and comprehension of space, traveling billions of miles into interstellar space. On February 14, 1990, only 13 years after its launch, did Voyager 1 travel a distance of 3.7 billion miles from the sun, exiting from our known barriers of the universe. It was on this day that Voyager 1 decided to look back and take a group picture of some of us on Earth, at least those of us who were alive during that time. And in this picture, Earth is an extremely tiny speck of light in a vast blue, our place in the universe highlighted by a long ray of sun reflected off the camera. It seems nearly absurd to stare at this picture and think that such a small little dot is what we are and all that we are. To me, and to all who have seen this picture, it is fascinating, thrilling, frightening, beautiful, and most of all, incredibly humbling to every single human and organism on Earth. Carl Sagan, a planetary scientist and astronomer, put all these raw human emotions about the pale blue dot into his excerpt. And within his words arises a feeling that is written in each of us, a feeling so powerful we only sense when staring up at the stars, questioning our purposes of life, or wondering about our place on Earth. Look again at that dot. That's here, that's home, that's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. My speech is centered around my own experiences within this fascination of the universe and life on the pale blue dot. But in many ways, I also consider this speech stolen, because the same fascination of life resides in each of us. It lives and grows within humans. From ancient depictions of the universe to the integration of lunar changes into civilization to modern-day humans. We have all stared up at constellations, questioning how far each unattainable, distant, and nearly too complex to understand speck of light is. And we can't imagine a definite beginning or end to this creation of life, so we stare up into space with awe. It is in these moments, when we observe humanity from above, that we are able to feel overwhelmed by the terrifying beauty of space, how it is not bound by our structure of time, how light travels to reach us, the construction of stars and matter, and the possibility of life. We have this incredible ability to see things in our mind that are unable to be seen. We can create systems of science by labeling atoms and molecules and performing experiments from our discoveries to come to consistent data. We can study the universe and physics with consistency without stepping foot on a spacecraft. And we can write and express our feelings towards life using what we see ahead of us and from billions of miles away. To apply our own perspective within this speech, if we zoom out from where we're all sitting on now, we would see the entirety of campus, from the upper school to the lower school, from one parking lot to another. If we go a bit further, we would see Phoenix organized into rigid fit and perfectly spaced grids. Small cars will travel onto roads that we have driven 100 times, and people will become too small to see. If we go even further, cities become nothing but small computer chips, strung together by an array of lights and governed by organization and order, only to be separated by time. It is not until we can imagine all these cities from above that we can really understand how much uninhabited land there is, land that has no buildings, no people, and does not function in accordance with human laws. It is in these moments when we observe how much is occurring outside of us that we realize that the mysteries of the universe are not only floating in some distant darkness, but are in fact right beside us. It is impossible for each of us to explore the entirety of the universe, but it is also impossible for each of us to explore and step foot on every place on Earth. But unknown aspects of life, unanswered questions, and cycles in this expansive world that we will never be able to see or understand are just inevitable parts of our human experience. And although I agree that under this frame of mind, life is insignificant and small, I also believe that within each of us lies another universe composed of trillions of cells. Because just as space is complex and mysterious, we are too. We have become programmed since we were young to lose a sense of curiosity in the life around us, distracted by superficial worries and constraining our mind to conformity. But without curiosity in seemingly simple aspects of life, there's no discovery or contemplation of meaning. Without curiosity, we are confronted with an illusion that life is monotonous, which deludes us of true importance. It is our ability to be in love with people, ideas, and life that gives meaning into the pale blue dot. And as written in the excerpt, we are and can be every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor, explorer, and every teacher of morals. Connection is what truly drives human beings. Connection is why I feel a sense of belonging within myself through the creations of others, through literature, art, and music. And despite the near impossibility of a direct replication of my thoughts within someone else, I'm connected deeply through people who I have never met. Writers and musicians from different eras, but against all odds, I experience Earth through their very same eyes. It is then when I realize that ideas harbor love and understanding between people, an understanding that never truly dies, an understanding intertwined so deeply within us, passed from one mind to another and unrestricted by the binds of time. I believe that this is the very essence of connection. But unfortunately, in a world created for connection, there is suffering, war, hate, years of corrupt history, and the destruction of our environment. Our Earth, the only one we have to harbor hate, is to deny life and destroy the very fibers of our being. As written in the excerpt, our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe, are challenged by this point of pale light. In our obscurity and all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come elsewhere to save us from ourselves. There is nowhere else we can go, and the entirety of human existence from the very beginning of time isn't just some distant, faraway concept. It is all that we have become and all that we have. Earth's meaning is reliant on us, because in the vastness of the constantly expanding universe and billions of unknown galaxies, we are only one planet. And although this moment and the rest of our lives will only be an extremely small fragment of time in relation to the construction of Earth, the emotions we feel, our ability to create harmony with life, and to take fragments of others and construct it so deeply within ourselves is why we so desperately need to cherish our Earth. Sometime from 100 to 1,000,000 to 1,000,000,000 years from now, vastly different people of our future will share the same curiosities, experience the same thought-provoking conversations, and experience the same emotions. From the beauty of life, from sadness to hope, to loneliness to happiness, and through understanding the absurdity and smallness of it all on this world of dust suspended on a sunbeam. Thank you.